Welp, it's about time I finally review the new Total Drama season which has released. If you didn't know, Total Drama 2023 has been leaked and most people already know about it now. I've been wanting to review, but due to school throwing me a test every 3 seconds faster than the goddamn speed of sound, I've had to put off this video.so. Now I'm going to be doing it now instead of going over everything in one single video. I don't want it to be too long and I don't have the time to make it, so I'm going to be making this a little mini series, if you will. So for this part I'll be talking about the characters, in part 2 I'll talk about the episodes and season itself, and in part 3 I'll go over how they improved the animation. Then in part 4 I'm going to be going over the season finale and wrapping things up, so grab your popcorn and enjoy. This video took a while to make, so I'd appreciate if you liked and subscribed. Anyways, let's jump in, shall we? So the characters, and first going to be talking about the design. I like most of their designs. I will say Z looks a little weird and a lot of them are basic. There's not too much to complain about. However, about it though, I will say Ripper design is pretty good, but the one they were going to go with at the start was pretty ugly. Axel is good. Nickel looks kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it, but she looks so off, especially when she puts her hands up. It just looks so goddamn uneven. Chase design is pretty good, and it's one of the main reasons before the show got leaked I thought he was going to be my favorite character until the season got released, and it was the biggest BRUH moment I've ever seen in the history of Total Drama. Okay, not literally, but you get the point. Anyways, the character design is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. I give it a 8/10 overall. Anyways, let's get to the second part, which is the actual characters. Before I get to them, I will be talking about them in no mention order, so spoil warning. Caleb is pretty mid. He's pretty much Justin. He is the first boot, so I can't say much. All I hope is that he becomes better in season 2. Who knows, maybe he will end up like freaking Ezekiel and be the first boot again, maybe in season 3. Even if there is a season 3, which I doubt, I expect the franchise to end around here if I'm being honest. Overall, Caleb is pretty much, personally, I would fix him by adding more character to him instead of just making him a Justin. If he was the tallest human on planet Earth, and instead of being booted out 4th, he was booted 1st into kind of like Noah or Tyler or something. I don't really know. 0.5 out of 10 cents of the lack of screen time. Alex is pretty mid once again. I don't hate her, I just think she could have been improved. I think she's pretty much if Sean was Eva and had a baby. Okay, now in retrospect, writing this script, this sounds super weird, but whatever. I will say she was a little funny in episode 2 with how she roundhouse kicked Ripper into the freaking ocean. Like, that was for real very cool, and at the start was funny. Even if she was voted out this episode, she was pretty fun. I would have perked if Ripper was voted out this episode, and if I had to change it, Axel would be 8th or something. If I could improve her, I would take away the zombie thing and make her a bit more unique. Overall, 7.5 out of 10, pretty good character now looking back. Nickel, she was, to be honest, the biggest letdown of this season if you ignore the failure that is Chase. In episode 1 she was kind of annoying with her OWAH my face, I'm a celebrity, but it was also kind of funny, and I get why she would say that. In episode 2 she probably performed the best, and it was the best episode she was featured in my personal opinion. In episode 3 she pretty much moped and cried the entire time and just failed when she went up in the challenge. Overall, she was a letdown, but she's not like the worst, just disappointing. 4.5 out of 10. Scary Girl, now in retrospect she wasn't bad, just overrated. A lot of her lines weren't like the best. I like some of them, and I like a lot of her scenes. She did pretty good in episode 3, and I liked how she beat the frick out of the bear WWE style. She will smithy that thing for real. In episode 4 she was okay, and I don't really get how Millie voted off Scary Girl over freaking Ripper. She could have just voted Ripper and then take out Scary Girl later. Keep in mind she got booted on episode 4 and merge happened at final 7.so. In only 3 episodes she would have easily gotten booted out, but I agrees. Overall she's not terrible, but she's not like the best thing ever. I give her a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. Now let's get to a good character. Damien, in my opinion, he's in like the top 3 best characters in this season. I liked his design and the premise of him not watching the show, and a lot of his lines were funny, like his line where he was like, No, you cannot show that on TV. I do think it was sad he was an early boot, but I expect him to pull a Harold getting booted early but making it super far in season 2. At least I hope that will happen. I do think it's a little dumb how he never told anybody that his head was in the game. From what we've seen in his audition tape, he does like chemistry or whatever the heck, so I assume he's pretty smart. But that's only a small complaint. Also, his voice actor does a super good job at voicing him, in my personal opinion, and all of the lines are done good. In conclusion, Damien is personally for a 9.5 out of 10. Only thing preventing him from becoming a 10/10 is lack of screen time. MK. Pretty good character, and I would have preferred if she was the season antagonist over Julia, since Julia, even though she's a villain, she wasn't the best fit for it, and I feel like MK would have been a lot better. I like all of her sarcastic lines, and it was pretty good overall. I don't have much to say for her, just good character. Overall 8 out of 10. Wayne and Raj, these two were pretty good. At first I thought they were just going to be the male version of Sadie and Katie, but I was proven wrong. These two are awesome, some of the best characters in the cast. I liked them, and I liked how Wayne was a good support towards Raj coming out as gay, and it was super wholesome. I have nothing bad to say about both of them. 10 out of 10 characters, perfecto. Ripper, oh Ripper. Ripper was pretty bad. I will say I like his design, and it was pretty good like I said at the start, but he wasn't that good. He's pretty much Duncan combined with Owen, and if he was a 1980s movie school freaking bully, even though I wasn't born then, but you get the point. I will say some of his lines made me laugh, but a lot of them were just dead. Also, every single time somebody said something that sounded remotely intelligent, he would scream nerd louder than the flipping Pompeii volcano eruption. It was pretty annoying. I will say his best episode was definitely in the later episodes, as he wasn't annoying. If he was like how he was in episode 7 or 8, I would definitely like his character, but due to the rest of the episodes I just don't like him as much. I hope he improves in season 2. Overall 5.5 to 10. Z, best CHR actor of this season. I liked every line, and he was by far the funniest of the cast. His design was a little weird, but besides that everything about him is awesome. I don't even have to explain why he's the best. 1000 out of 10 WCHARACHTR. Chase. Now I'm going from the best character in the cast to the worst character in the cast. Chase is pretty bad. At first I thought he was gonna be the best character, but I was so disappointed. He's an egotistical social media influencer, and he's super Dylan Seal, and can't find out what he did to Emma was wrong. Also, for some reason thinking that they're still together even though he's been told that they're not dating anymore, and their makeup was just stupid. Hopefully he's first boot next season. 0/10. By far the worst character out of this entire cast. Emma. Now she was pretty bad. She was just as delusional as Chase, thinking that he was sorry when he clearly wasn't, and the way that she suddenly got back with him at the end was pretty dumb. The only episode I liked with her was the episodes where she didn't interact with Chase that much, like episode 3 and episode 11. I liked her in episode 11 even though she talks about Chase. It's not keeping her angry and grumpy. Overall 4/10. Pretty bad. Julia. Pretty got character. At first, like everybody else, I thought she was going to be Lindsay to like Nicole or maybe MK, but I was so wrong. My expectations got flipped upside down more than the Fortnite Island did in chapter 2. She's some social media influencer who acts nice, but in reality she's pretty rude and mean and uses it to get more followers instead of actually improving as a person. I like her, and she was a pretty good antagonist and knew how to play the game. Overall I give her a 9/10. Okay, only 3 left. Mill. She's pretty average. I do think she's a bit of a freeloader because Period carried her harder than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I will say she's not like super bad, just mid, and not the best. Overall I give her a 6.5 out of 10. Anyways, our final 2, let's rank them. Period. She's pretty good, and I think out of anybody she probably played the best and deserved to win. I like her design, and she played really well, and I'm happy she won. I do think she's a bit of a pushover because she just carried the freak out of Millie all game, and I do think it's a bit bad that she doesn't realize that her parents are crazy and need to be thrown into a mental hospital. Overall 9/10 character. Now let's get to the last character. Bowie. Bowie was pretty good. He's gay representation done right. He's not like a villain, just more of a strategizer, knowing how to get farther into the game, and he played his way very good into the final 2. I like how he doesn't shove that "I am gay, I like men, don't your throat." Overall I give him an 8 out of 10, and that is the conclusion to part 1. Part 2 will come out soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.